Good morning. It is me, Mikey Pipes. It just doesn't stop snowing. What's up with that?
I don't know, man.
Oh my God, it doesn't stop. Look at this.
We don't get snow days in New York, like.
It has snowed so much here in New York this winter. And I want to give a shout out to all of my my brothers and sisters in Texas. I hope you guys are all right. You know, it's rough. I hear you got no water, no power, no heat. Man, hope everyone is safe down south. Anyway, guys, we're going on our first job this morning, which is a house that we've been servicing for many years for the previous owner. And the new owner is doing his due diligence and is following up. He knows that he has high efficiency equipment in his house, but he's unsure of the service that it needs. And he asked for a service call for us to come out and show him what he's got, explain things to him, and remind him of what needs to be done, what doesn't need to be done on a periodic basis. So this will be a great DIY video. You know, homeowner, most of the subscribers are, I believe, and reviewing what you have in the house. So he's got a Weil McLain Ultra 3, I think $299. He's got a 50-gallon gas water heater. He's got a Train TAM 9 air handler with hydro coil, and he's got a Carrier central air system for the first floor. So we're going to review everything with him. We'll try to get some video while we're there and the interaction with the client. So it'll be a great what you got in your house and how to take care of it. Stay tuned. All right, let's get the show on the road. Hi.
Hi.
How are you? Yeah. Okay. Wow, nice nice little addition they're doing. Hello? Okay, no problem. Morning.
Morning.
I'm Mike. How are you?
You're Mike?
Yes.
Okay. Steven. Beautiful.
I understand you need an overview.
An overview.
And you also have an issue as well.
Upstairs, the hot water is coming up to the
Fan coil?
for the fan coil, but it's not getting warm. It's staying at 66.
Okay. Has that been going on since you moved in?
Yeah.
Oh, since you're doing a work
Yeah, since
stuff?
I'm doing work here, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Where do you want us to start?
Wherever you think.
All right, let's, because I also, you want an overview, I think,
Yeah,
right?
to kind of understand what,
Okay.
you know.
You tell me where you want to start at.
Okay. Well, let's start in the basement.
Okay, let's go.
Are you an EMT?
What's that?
Are you an EMT?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why do you say that?
No, because you got the symbol on your mask.
Oh, no, it's just the logo with the company.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's got the pipe wrench in it.
right. I didn't know.
And the,
Yeah. They're all snakes, right.
yeah. All right. So, you have the Weil McLain
Right.
Ultra 3. I think it's a $299 model. So that gives you heat for the two zones that are here.
Right.
Now,
so,
one zone, which is this one,
yeah.
is not working, and it's not on either. But because the valve is closed,
Right, the valve's
there
closed
and there.
on that side.
So I don't know exactly what that went to at one point,
Okay.
but it's isolated.
Mm-hmm.
So theoretically, this machine, which why is the display not showing anything? That sucks. Have you ever seen anything on the displays?
Yeah, so you got to reset it or reboot.
Let's see what happens. May have a shot display. Wow. That sucks. 'Cause you need to see what's going on.
Sure.
So you'll have to bite the bullet and replace this. That sucks. That really does
So
suck.
do you complete power down and see if that
Well, I just did. I just turned it off.
Uh-huh.
We can turn the switch off, which... Is there a
There's
red
one
switch there?
outside.
Yeah, let's turn that off and full power boost because there's still power to the
Right,
switch
sure,
there, but
right,
let's see what
that's-
happens there. But theoretically, this gives hot water,
Sure.
typically to 180 degrees,
Right,
which then gets sent to this unit here. You have a fan coil,
right,
and they have the spiral vent there, air separator, which is great.
right.
We didn't put that in.
Okay.
I think we replaced the air handler years ago for them,
Right.
maybe after Sandy, but we didn't put the boiler in. But anyway, the boiler heats water 180 degrees.
Right, sure.
It sends water to two coils. We have to figure out why upstairs is not getting to a higher temperature.
Right.
We'll turn that switch back on.
Yeah, you could touch the pipes and see the hot water's getting up.
Is it hot?
It's all relative, right?
Okay. Yeah. All right. She's still the same condition.
Right,
But
this
it's
is what I was pointing out to you.
yeah. So there is a gasket in there, but in my opinion, it's a horrible design.
Right.
This should be brass
Sure, I agree.
to connect to copper, but
Right.
this is their manifold.
Right,
This is Weil McLain.
right.
And unfortunately, I see this on almost all of their systems after a period of maybe 5, 6, 7 years.
Right.
One thing to point out with this thing, you have to take this apart every year. And there's a special tool. It looks like a sword.
Right.
And you go in between each section, and then we take a pressure washer, and then we hose down the inside of the heat exchanger.
Right.
So that's basically about it.
Right. Okay. What is on my other house? I just had these tape over.
Yes.
What is this reading out?
So right now, this is reading nothing.
Right.
0 gallons per minute. And if this is going to that upstairs air handler, this is your reason. Or there's air in the line. But you're saying you feel it hot,
Yeah.
but I think it's not circulating enough because it's gallons per minute
Right.
is showing 0. And we can adjust this. Let's go to a higher setting and let's see. The wattage will increase. And then we should see gallons per minute increase, which is still showing 0.
Right.
Actually, right now it's 1.
What is that one reading?
This one's reading 5 gallons per minute. 15 watts of power. And you can see now,
Now you
we
hear
adjusted
it,
it,
right.
now you can hear more
Right,
action
so-
going on there. So you may have, and it sounds like you have air. Because you can hear that swishing around sound.
Right. So these don't do anything except for the anti-knock?
No, so these little stub outs
Right.
is if you had an indirect water heater,
Uh-huh.
which this thing will thrive for.
Right.
So instead of that
You-
75-gallon gas-fired water heater, you put in a tank, and these are the two stub outs and supply and returns that create that zone, but it's off the primary loop.
Right.
So it just flashed. We should replace that display. You're gonna have to replace because to service it, you're not gonna have any
Right.
idea what's going on with it. Of course, these are temperature sensors for the header, supply and return, so it
Right.
knows what temperature is going on with it.
Right.
And it may or may not have an outdoor sensor as well to modulate boiler temperature.
Right. Okay.
You know what that means?
Right. So in other words, if it feels it's warm enough out there, then does this act like a heat pump or?
No. Well, heat pump's totally different. Heat pump is basically using refrigerant as the medium, which takes heat, for heat pump purposes, will extract heat from 30 degrees
right.
outside and bring it inside your house.
Right.
But no, if you have an outdoor sensor, it's called an outdoor reset, it will take that outdoor temperature
Yeah.
and increase or decrease the set point of the boiler. So on a 50-degree day, it's not going to go to 180 degrees.
Right,
The only drawback is those fan coils
Right.
are designed for 180 degrees of water temperature,
Right.
and if you have less, it's going to take much longer to heat up.
Yeah, right.
So, and this thing is nuts. It's either, okay. And let's see how this thing is doing. So now we have 1 gallon per minute and 28 watts. And she's hot. And the return,
Now we got 2 gallons per minute.
yeah, it's great. I'm not a fan of the Grundfos Alphas, the first generation, because I've replaced almost a 50% failure rate.
Right.
I would put them in, you turn them on, either instantly or a day later, dash, dash, dash.
Right.
And it means it's cooked.
Sure.
Any little bit of air in the system kills it right away. The expansion tank, it's full. It's full. Eventually the relief valve, which is right here, which goes to the ground. Seems dry. Yeah, she's dry. But eventually the relief valve will pop. once you get high enough pressure. But the pressure, according to the gauge, is probably around 12, 13 psi. It's hard to read it, but there's 0 and there's 30.
So does this unit have like a water cutoff switch? You know, if there's not enough
Low water cutoff?
low water, yeah.
No. Does not have one.
But it's got some sort of automatic feeder at that point in time.
As far as water feed, there's your pressure reducing valve. So this line right here, which is open, is water coming in. It goes to that TACO pressure reducing valve. Why this is there, this is the wrong spot for it. This is to prevent water before. Yeah, the backflow needs to go there. They reversed it. Again, we didn't put this in, but we've been slowly servicing, every year, doing maintenance on it. Again, I could bring a camel to water, but I can't make a drink. I can tell my customer, listen, you need a low water cutoff. This is the wrong way. Get rid of, the water here before it bursts and floods your basement. But listen, I got an unfinished basement. Why should I replace it until it dies?
Right, sure, no, I understand.
And at one point, there was a steam boiler here.
Right.
But the remnants are still here.
There's a lot of weird stuff. There's a lot of abandoned piping. There's a lot of abandoned cabling. High voltage, low voltage. It's like, I guess everyone takes the easy way out.
Yes.
You know.
Well, for years, I don't know if it's still there, the old boiler.
Yeah, it was here, right. It was crazy. Yeah, because somebody had to spend time to break it up and get it out of here.
Yeah, it's like that. I did a job like 2 months ago. Remember this? There was a blue box made in the corner of the boiler room.
Right.
And while we're replacing the boiler, it's probably about 30 years old.
Sure.
I was like, what's under this blue box?
Yeah.
It was the original boiler from the one before that.
Because it's cast iron. And
Yeah.
things to move up a flight of steps.
Exactly.
There's so many cutouts here and so many beams. It's like
Really, it's
anybody
notched
who came-
away.
Oh my gosh, But when you notch away, you notch away, right? I mean, so from a convenience perspective.
Yeah, but they forget about structural integrity.
Exactly. So now I'm going around looking at where I should put a sister beam in because I want this place to last, right?
Yeah, of course. And what are your plans with the basement? Curious.
So that's a problem because it's a 6-foot ceiling.
Yeah.
Right.
But
so,
you have the other basement on the other side.
Yeah, so we call this the cellar, that's the basement, okay? But I don't know, obviously they extended the house.
Yes.
Right, so if they were extending it, maybe the water table, was too high. And then I guess the challenge is you got the same thing here with this type of stuff.
No, I agree.
Eventually you're gonna wind up with corrosion here even further.
I agree.
I don't know what to schmear on that to,
Well, the thing with like the whole water heater thing, and it's odd because everywhere else in the United States, they use dielectric units.
Right.
But in New York,
Right.
if I saw one in the past 20 years,
right.
it's like.
And there's some places as well where they run a wire from here to here.
Yeah.
Okay, so like you don't
The
see
bonding and the grounding.
from there, yeah. So, see, the idea was when they extended that, again, this whole sewer system must have been a replacement once you had.
Yep.
I don't know why they just didn't open up the foundation wall, put a header across, and then have one.
Cost.
But if you're doing it already, right,
Might as
they
well.
had to put in the Helvic piles and
Yeah,
stuff
the helical
like that.
piles,
So
yeah.
this wasn't an inexpensive expansion
No.
from there.
Definitely
So the
wasn't.
ones that are providing heat, you've got insulated, and these are the returns, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Here, there's like 2 abandoned. Until I figure out what to do here, because right now I'm using this as a work from home. Well,
Okay.
so, were these just abandoned, or I could put an 8-inch flex and get some heat out of this?
Yes, you can.
Right. And what do you think happened here? The same thing?
Yeah, this one didn't have a damper. This should be closed.
Right.
But this didn't have the damper, so they just shoved insulation in there.
Right.
But theoretically, if you wanted to create a little room here, you have
from
the
there.
ducts for it.
So, do you think this is underpinning? Do you have any idea based on what you've seen in other places? Because to me, this doesn't make sense as to what this is. Right? There's 3 pumps on the outside.
Okay.
And there's one pump over there that, to me, looks like it hasn't operated in many years. I don't even think it operated during the Sandy. I have to flood some water in there to see if it works on. And then things that are interesting here. Right, so they got all this new sewer stuff, so.
You have the expansion tank installed in the wrong orientation.
Yeah.
Were you able to find replacement filters?
For this, yeah, because
Okay.
you could find them, but I don't, like I have the same thing upstate. I have
Okay.
a charcoal filter and then a paper afterwards, okay? So this, I don't know how effective it is, right? So I took a water sample and I sent it out to kind of figure out
Iron.
like what's really going on. There's a guy down the block who used from Lakeside Purification a tank, right, that does like a self-clean periodically.
Yeah, automatic backwash.
Backwash
About
itself.
yay tall, maybe 4 or
Right,
5 feet
right.
tall. There's 200 pounds of minerals in it,
In it.
layered.
Right, but he says they never have to change the minerals.
Correct.
When I looked it up, it's anti-scaling. So this anti-scaling cover iron and cover, like a
Yes.
5 micron.
Correct.
You think that one tank does it?
Yeah, I have it myself.
Oh,
It
do
works. Yeah, yeah. And it once a week it automatically backwashes.
It backwashes itself, right.
So there's inside that tall 4-gallon tank.
Right.
There's 5 separate layers of minerals.
Mhm.
It could be carbons,
Right,
other type
right.
of rocks, and I'm
Sure,
not an
right,
engineer.
right.
I'm just a plumber. But
Yeah.
there is different types of layers of minerals, and you put them in one by one. You let it soak in water for a couple hours,
right.
and then you start up and commission
Yeah,
the
no,
filter.
so I mean, again, people don't use the water here, and I see that all of the toilet tanks are black.
Yeah, iron.
Right, so
Yep.
does that does that eliminate the iron as well?
Not 100%, but
Right.
damn close to it.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so just to give you like 50-cent tour. Okay, so this is, well, at least I'm moving my stuff in here. So what's interesting is coming off of the front steps, here's where I got seepage coming in. I think
Groundwater?
I think it's coming from the top. So it's coming in from the front. So I think it's more than just pointing, the brickwork.
Yeah. You'll need to talk to someone with, waterproofing and
Yeah.
masonry guy for that. Big 6-inch clean out there.
Yeah, I hope that is the clean out for the structure, right? Because there's so much stuff going on here.
that's the 4-inch house trap, and there's your fresh air intake, sorry. Because you air coming in, the
Right.
ones in your roof are the vents, and air goes out. But
Right.
that's a 6-inch clean out. Just better hope that gym cap stays on pretty tight. And it looks like the band
Right,
is about to come off.
right.
So you you may want to get a new one there.
Yeah.
Get that on there. Just don't do it on a weekend in case something catastrophic goes wrong. We get those. Homeowner tries to change like the water filter on like Christmas or New
Yeah.
Year's. They're home for the day, and then it starts leaking like crazy.
So that's another room to the side. So the 2 units, you guys install both units out there?
Yes.
So is one like a 5-ton and the other is a 3-ton?
So I believe that the one, I have to look it up, your
Right.
train is a 3-ton system,
Yeah.
which is for the second floor.
It's pretty big for 3 tons.
Well, why it's so big
Yeah.
is the efficiency. That's
Right,
a
that's a
17 SEER
Oh, really?
two-stage system.
Right.
They actually went up a little bit when they
Right,
when they had to replace it because they had an R22 system.
Right.
And I gave an option. Listen, good, better, or best.
Right.
The good was standard efficiency, 14 SEER,
Right,
builder's
right.
grade.
Right.
And then it was 19 SEER inverter.
Right.
And this is one in the middle, and they chose the
Right,
one in the middle.
Right. So my other house, I had the 2-stage Lennox, systems,
Mhm.
right? Because again, the difference between the Lennox and the train, I wasn't gonna go with the York, but
No.
like the difference between the Lennox and was pretty high.
Yes.
It was pretty high, it was pretty steep.
Yep.
So, okay, so you wanna go upstairs?
Yeah, let's go upstairs because I want to see now that we changed the speed on the Grundfist circulator for the second floor. Let's see if we can hold our hand on that pipe.
Right, okay. So let me just show you the
Sure.
thermostat that's up here. For that section that's not, for those that are turned off. Watch your step here.
Yep, little lip there.
So on this side, there's like a galvanelli, a cast iron radiator, right? This is coming out over here. And I think that maybe when they set up,
This may be that zone which is not used. No, it's cold.
so I imagine this was an open porch that they closed up, right?
Like,
Probably a concrete base, get your tongue and grip on top of that floor. But the question is, like, is it really active? See, I'm afraid to turn it on.
well, that's cold,
Right.
and your thermostat is set to heat, and it's set for 70, but it's not doing anything.
Right.
So there is that third zone,
Right.
which we never worked on before, by the way. So that third zone that's valved off, that may be going here.
That's what I'm thinking. Now,
Yeah.
on the wall where we had that light switch,
Yes.
there are two relays, and there's a third relay just sitting, it's not connected.
We'll have to go take a look at that.
Okay, when we're down there.
We also have to make sure that the piping, though, is intact. That may be off and
For a reason.
isolated for a
No,
reason. It may be,
right.
the radiator could be cracked, or the piping could be leaking somewhere, so they maybe decided, hey, listen, let's cut corners, let's
From
just turn
there.
it off completely, and
Right.
we have an open floor space here, and have a nice day.
So for the most part, this is the one that's controlling this floor, I would imagine.
Yes, that's the first floor.
The first floor,
Yes.
right.
Which is controlling that air handler.
Right,
with
the
the fan
shorter
speed.
one.
Correct.
Okay, great.
All right, let's go up. Okay.
Right. It's on 68 now because we're bringing up a lot of heat.
Yes.
For downstairs.
Correct.
Right.
But also, that circulator was not circulating any water, or very little water. It was showing 0 gallons per minute.
Right, right.
So I'm curious now that we increase the speed, to see if I can hold my hand on the pipe of the attic.
Right, okay.
Let's go.
So up here, I changed the filter. You would not believe what that filter looked like. Now, there's a white box up there. I don't know if that's anything to deal with this. Maybe it's the siren for the alarm system.
Let's go see.
The speaker. Well, up there itself.
Yeah. Oh, in the return?
In the return.
That's the alarm.
It's the
Siren.
The siren, yeah.
I love the finish work that you're doing, by the way. Very nice.
Gotta get finished.
A lot of time consuming with the truck.
Okay, watch the step.
Yep, yeah, I've been up here many times.
Crazy, really. I don't know what they were thinking.
They were thinking, we have an attic, put a staircase to get to it.
That's okay, but it wouldn't drop the rise by an inch.
Yeah.
And the flat part for 10 inches or something. Catch on the first bounce.
All right. The train Tam 9.
Now, would you hear this thing? Is there like an adjustable fan speed or something?
It is a variable speed fan. Yeah, it's hot now. It's hot. So it's on.
Yeah.
Because with heat in the heat mode, the fan is going to run at a low setting.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you ran it too fast, you're not going to be able to absorb the heat
Mm-hmm.
from the coil into the
Right.
airstream.
Right.
In the cooling cycle, you feel it, you hear it, because it runs at a high speed. But this automatically modulates the fan speed, ramps it up or down,
Right.
based on demand and conditions.
Right. Do you have any idea what the temperature should be of the output at the registers? It's hard to say.
It's hard to say, but you should be over 100 degrees.
Oh yeah, you're not,
Well, you may have it now though,
because of
the lack of proper circulation.
Right, because it's been at 66 no matter what you jack the thermostat
Yeah.
up to. It's been at 66.
But we have a infrared a gun temperature
Right,
probe,
here,
and we can check that. Yeah, we check it
downstairs.
downstairs.
And one of the
Yeah.
registers. Okay, so there's nothing to mess with up here.
No.
Okay,
Looks like there was a leak there.
There's that only one filter for the second floor,
Yes.
and there's the filter grate was there, but there was no filter in it for the first floor.
Really?
Yeah, for the in the basement.
Okay.
Right, there's a
There's a
finished
track.
part.
Oh, in the finished part.
In the finished part, there's a door, but there was no filter in there. I put a filter in there,
Good.
but I don't understand why. Because what happens if there's no filter? You got the coils coming up,
Correct.
and eventually they get crapped up.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And
I
then
don't
you
know
restrict airflow, and
Yeah,
during
so
the
I don't
AC
know what
season,
they
it'll
were-
freeze up, and
Right. So I
Yeah.
don't know what they were thinking here.
every time I come here, whether it's for a toilet repair
Yeah.
or for a tune-up, the filters were always filthy.
Right.
And the number one thing you need
Yeah.
to do as a homeowner is
Right.
change the filter or check it every 30
Right.
days.
So with all this that's going on here, I've already changed the filter probably 3 times.
Well, of course, you have
up
to
there
do
because
middle
of all the
construction,
dust
of course.
and the
Yeah,
stuff itself.
of course.
Okay, so you don't think there's an issue up here? or
Nope.
anything like that?
I think now that we have good circulation, I think eventually that circulator is going to probably crap out on you. Hopefully not anytime soon, but eventually it will. And then on
You're
the boiler,
saying that pump.
that circulator, because it's inevitable.
Right.
Anything man-made is subject to failure, but
Right,
unfortunately with the alphas, it is what it is. But it is a high efficiency circulator. It uses very little power. The regular Taco circulator uses 150 watts of power.
Sure, 100%.
You know?
Yeah, that's the only rationale I can see why they put them in.
Yeah. All right, let's check temperature on the second floor vents. The green light is power, and this is zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. If all 3 are lit up, that means all 3 zones are calling for heat.
Right.
All right. Now.
So it could be calling from heat because of that thermostat.
Thermostat, yeah. So, Steven, I want you to go to that front room. Let's turn off the thermostat. Like just hit the heat to off, and we'll see if the zone turns off. So, I didn't notice. This relay is one of the zones.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure this is zone 1, this is zone 2, and this is zone 3. Why this one is out? Good question. We have to figure that out.
Just read the notation there.
1, first floor radiator.
Right.
2 is first floor AC. 3, second floor AC. So this, the first floor radiator. Okay. This is the relay, and that's why this is not being powered. I like to video my stuff.
Sure, no.
Education, I show the guys. So now it's off. Right? And the only thing we need to figure out is what happens if I open this and if we have any water pouring out anywhere.
So this is
all right, let's give it a shot.
We may have to believe that one as well.
We may have to, but
get in there. It's a dining room table that's there, so be careful.
let's quickly look. So here's the pipe going there. Let's see. It doesn't get over here. It must go over there somewhere. All right, worst case scenario, we're going to have water in the basement.
You have a key in case you got a bleed?
Yes, we have a bleeder key. Slowly opening the valve, which is filling up the zone. Okay, hot water's going through. Let's just close this just a little bit. Now it's off. Let's see if we see anything leaking anywhere. The pressure reducing valve is not working anymore. I'm manually filling the system, but I'm also watching the pressure gauge, which is showing 0. No leaks? Where's all the water going? Still no pressure. Is it still at 0?
Yeah. Well, you're looking at the bottom.
Yeah, that.
Right?
Okay, we have pressure now.
So normally, what do you have this at? 12 pounds?
Yep, but we are losing pressure. Steven, you gotta look, look at that quickly because we lost pressure. Let me know when it gets back to around where it was.
Where was it? 0?
It was at 0. Well, now it should be up somewhat.
Yeah, now it's up to probably the second line. So that's 30. That should be 15.
We definitely have a leak somewhere. We're losing pressure like crazy.
Right.
It drops. No. We'll see. Let's do it one more time.
So that the larger line will bring you to 15 pounds, I guess.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stop it right there. And let's see if
What
it's
was it when you walked in? Did you
around
notice?
12. Yeah, we're losing pressure.
So we're losing it because we opened this.
We're losing it because we opened the valve. The zone is open here, feeding the piping,
Right.
but we're losing it. Yeah, but where's the water going though?
Oh, it's heating up?
Yeah.
Because it's getting the hot water.
Right.
But why am I losing pressure? Let's see when let me know when it gets to 15 again.
Yeah, it's at 15.
Let's see if it stays
It's
there.
coming down.
It's coming down again, huh? Huh. That's a dilemma. And that's why the zone is off.
You see it?
Yep.
Where is it?
There. Which is above the radiator. Let's go close that. If we don't see anything visible on the radiator, then it's the piping. Why is the front door open? What do we live in a barn? Come on.
So I went under.
Okay, let's see. Oh. It's not here. It's not the radiator, it's the piping.
Is the piping going straight down?
No. So this one goes that way, and this one goes that way. And it's like in line with the floor, the hardwood floor here. So it's like resting on the subfloor. Well, if we drill down right below the radiator, we may be in the footer, you know, on the cement foundation below. And that means we'd have to drill, you have to come out.
Yeah, you won't. Yeah, but you won't know where.
Exactly, you have to drill a pilot hole.
Yeah. So the water that we lost is sitting where now? In the wall? In
Somewhere, probably above this floor or somewhere. We see any, no, look at this, it's wet.
Right.
So, yeah, look at that.
Right.
So, yeah, there's water. You got towels? Yeah, we gotta get this up because it's hardwood flooring. I don't want to destroy this. Yeah, it's over here. Yep. So somewhere here is the cracked pipe. It looks like we're gonna have to remove the molding, the base molding, to expose the pipe and to make the repair. It probably froze.
Yeah.
You know, that's probably what happened here. It froze and it was cheaper just to, hey, let's abandon it in place.
Yeah. Not there, I think.
Look at this. Mikey Pipes found it.
Let's get it.
I found it. Well, listen, he said, go ahead, open the valve. We could have used like air pressure, which means we have to come back with the air compressor to pressurize it. But he was like, listen, house under construction. What better time now to do it now?
Exactly.
Right? But we have to get the water up the floor. Hopefully he's got some towels. If you go into the beach, don't forget to bring a towel. Tally says, bring a towel to do it going to the beach. Now let's take a look under the hood. We have a lot of corrosion on top of the gas valve and blower assembly, which looks like something was leaking. Something definitely got wet in here. Yeah.
They just replaced this display in 18.
Yeah, look at that, we did.
So
Replace display, control, and inducer motor. Preventative maintenance, okay. All right, just took out the 4 screws. Uh-huh. Look at that terminal there. That's high voltage. That's line voltage. Transformer. See that, guys? I'm gonna say, you know, I hate to say it and admit it, but probably should just condemn it and put in something not Weil McLain, because you know, a ton of heat exchangers I've seen go bad on these. A ton of them. It's a shame, but there's no denying that. That's just a safety hazard right there. It's a fire hazard. And the transformer. Bad. Oh, it may be originating with flue gas though. Yeah. That's what I think this is happening. There's your fresh air intake. I'm gonna guess flue gas. The exhaust gas. We don't have a good seal here. That's what's going on. She's leaking and destroying the system. All right. Hope my 27%ers like this video. So, rule of thumb, you're a new homeowner, buying a building, a house, and you got all this weird stuff here. Call a professional and let's get an overview and have them take a look under the hood, you know, to confirm what's going on. and advise you on maintenance that needs to be done and things that should be. Sorry, I got interrupted by a call. So that's where we're at with that. It is what it is.
Whoa.
Oh, red screen. Red screen it, but I have no idea what's going on with it. So, let's take a look. There's line voltage power coming in. That terminal block,
Yeah.
that's dangerous, right? If you look past that, you see the transformer, which the bottom of the transformer is all rusted up, right? And taking a closer look, if you look in there, your leak is originating on the exhaust gases. And listen, I don't want to sell you a new boiler, but that's a major concern, and that transformer. But the underlying issue, and is it blue again? Yeah, it went red before, but I don't know why it went red, because I can't read the display. Like I said, I'm not here to sell you a new boiler, but you may want to consider that. All right, hope you guys enjoyed watching that. Sorry it's a little extensive, but it shows that calling a professional in to check out your system on a house that you just bought and get an overview of what's going on, is kind of priceless. In this particular case, this Weil McLain Ultra 230, the exhaust collar is causing all that water damage continuously. So hopefully we can take care of it. So support Mikey Pipes, support Godzilla, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'd appreciate it. And today's giveaway, what do you want to do? What do you want to give away today?
What's today, Thursday?
Today is Thursday.
We did, I've been seeing a lot of merch. Not for
Merch?
nothing, I've been seeing a lot of merch that they want merch.
I think I need to give away something pretty cool today.
Yeah?
Yeah. Mikey Pipes today is going to give away the Vito Tech XL.
What?
Yeah.
You're crazy.
I know I'm nuts. I know I'm nuts. Mikey Pipes is nuts. And why not? Give your boiler a hug, Dad. Give her a hug. Show her love. And show me love by subscribing. Do it now. You guys know the rules. Meaningful comment on why you need to have that.
And we might even show you how to stock it,
Yes, and we'll give you, and we're gonna make a video on how to stock the Vito Tech XL. All right. See you guys later. So, like I say quite often, you could bring a camel to water, but you can't make the camel drink. In this particular case, listen, we discussed options for boiler replacement, cast iron versus high efficiency. If we went the cast iron route, we're gonna have to put a stainless steel chimney liner into the chimney. That's an added expense. Alternatively, high efficiency wall hung, we direct vent outside, similar to, exactly how it is now, but similar. Or, which I didn't recommend, repair, which is what he wanted me to, which is what he wants me to do.
Yep.
And the repair is going to include, the exhaust collar with the new gasket, the transformer, the terminal block, the expansion tank, the pressure reducing valve with backflow, and that second floor Grundfos circulator. I quote him a price of about $1 million, and he goes, all right, let's get it done. So, so there you have it. Remember, meaningful comment on why you deserve to win today's Mikey Pipes 10,000 subscriber 10-day giveaway, the Vito Tech XL tool bag. Tools not included. Yeah. That's another contest for another day. All right. Be well, guys. If you enjoyed this kind of content and you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Thumbs up or thumbs down if you want to be a hater, channel troll. But thoughts, feedback, criticism down in the comment section down below. Be well, stay safe, stay warm.